Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of my Project Ozone series. Okay, I am a little bit more rusty on Applied Energistics 2 than I thought I was. What I ended up doing was moving the system from here to here in preparation for when we get the crafting system of AE2 sorted out. And so all I've done is I put the chest here. What we're going to end up doing is replacing these Ender IO cables with Applied Energistics interfaces. We'll need an export bus to take the product out of the machine and put it into the system, but we'll need an interface, which is like a crafting interface with a pattern inside it to tell it what to make. But until we get the crafting stuff done, which is like our next on our list, if we look at down the quest line, which are these things here: the crafting unit, coprocessor, a monitor, and a storage. Until we get that in place, we can't fully automate it and integrate these inscribers into the system. So we're still, as you said, I also stocked up a pile of silicon, so we got enough of that for days. The other change that I made was I built a charger, and that's all it does. It just converts regular into charged, because we need a way of getting a bunch of that. So that's kind of in a temporary location as well. But it's set up and ready for when we do get the crafting system in place. The other thing that I've done is I have played around with the Tesseract, and I've got it so that it extracts from that chest on green, and it goes into the Tesseract, and I've set up an Applied Energistics storage, what you call these nodes, where this one is sending items only. So anything that goes into this chest will go to the AE2 storage Tesseract. And all I've done is just down here, if we open up that a little bit, like that, I've put a AE2 storage, which is receiving and sending items, although it should only really be receiving. In fact, yeah, it should only be receiving. Oh, missed that one. There you go. Nope. Yes. Because it's got a interface. Actually, it could actually potentially send stuff out as well. Let's leave that as set up as sending and receiving. That has an ME interface on it. This is the interface that I was talking about for the inscriber system. And you can put patterns in, and it'll tell it what to do, and you can put in a special node that allows it to craft stuff. But it acts as a go-between between a regular system and the AE system. So anything it sees inside of that Tesseract will go straight into the system. So if we take out, say for example, we took out that because we only got one of those in there, and then we put this chest into this chest, we'll drop it in, it gets pulled straight out, and it should be back in the system, which it is. So that acts as a go-between between any external system that we have and the AE2 system. So we've now got a way through that Tesseract of putting stuff into the system that is not already in the system, like any of this stuff here, or all of our stuff that's in our oak drawers on the other system on the platform in the other base. It allows us a way of importing all of that into the system now when we're ready. The other thing we need to do is, as you can see, there's a red light on that. That means that drive is full. It's 1024 of 1024, but it's only holding 41 types. So it's more of a case of storage space than the number of items it can store. And that one's already at 215, and we don't really have that much in the system. We need to expand the drives on this bay to hold a lot more. looking back on the quest that we were looking at, the cold storage, I didn't see this part over here where it tells you 21,000 1K storage node things. So look at the storage. Where's the 1K there? Look at that. We need 27,000 of these things. And one of those is made up with gold. So we need 27,000 gold. We do not have that amount of gold to complete that quest. Not even close. I mean, if you need 10 of those, even to make one, which is a tenth of it, that's like 2,000 gold. We're not... I mean, I don't think we've got that much gold in our system. No, we don't even have that much to make up one. So, I think what I'm going to do is we need to get this running. I can always add more drive bays. So, this, I think, is a long-term goal. There's no two ways about that. What I want to do on the storage is make up the biggest drive that I can possibly make. Maybe a bunch of these 64K ones, and that will be enough to get us running. Each of one of those, to make up a 64K, you need one big one, which takes up 3 16K ones, which means you need 9 of the 4K, which means you need 27 of the 1K. So each one of those 64K storage things requires 27 of those. That is well within our capability of generating. And if we do a bunch of the 64K ones, we'll also get, if we fill that drive up with like 8 of those, that'll give us 8 times 63 types of item that we can store as well. And that would keep us going in the short term. And I think that's the way that we're going to go. So that's going to be next on the list, along with the crafting system. And then this is a long-term goal. Once we're going to need a lot more material. I didn't realize how much material we would need. The only other thing that I did was I upgraded this energy cell to a dense energy cell. And if we take a quick look at that recipe, it was a very quick, easy recipe. It took, we made up an energy cell, which was fluix dust, Certus quartz, and some quartz glass, which we used to make up one of those energy cells. But then the dense one just took the one that we had plus 7 more and a calculation processor. So I upgraded that just to give it a bit more power in the system. And the last thing that I did off camera quickly was I created some gold seeds and some diamond seeds because we're going to need a lot of that material for the processors. And that was just very easy to make up. If we look at the diamond seed, it was just 4 diamonds with some Zavicio that we've got in our system and a Minicio seed. And then the gold seed was the gold with blue essence around it, the Imperio. And that's all it took to get that going. I also filled in the dirt on this system over here. So that's ready for more. What I might end up doing once we get a bunch of these seeds, I might very well turn this entire field into gold and that entire one into diamond. Considering we need, what was it? 27,000. That's a lot of gold. That really is a lot of gold. Even with an ender quarry running, I'm still going to need, it's just an incredible amount. Plans for today, drives. I want to get this drive system in place. And maybe even a basic crafting system, or the crafting components to complete the quest. At that point, once we got the drives in place, we'll be ready to maybe start looking at the Ender IO quarry and having that active. But before we do that, we would need probably a big reactor to enable us to power it, because our system that we have now is not going to be enough to power an Ender IO quarry, but we will have the storage in place. So those are the next two things to do. And let's get started, I guess. I did make up a couple of the 1K storage components. What we need to do, if we look at the storage, our goal is where was it? It's one of these drives down here, isn't it? Nope, not the spatial. I swear these move every single time. There they are, here they are. Goal really is the 64K drive. Oh, these are the other ones. You can get like a 256K one, which takes one of those components, which takes 3 of those 64K ones. 6, 12, 18, which actually would be a bigger drive, and it'll hold a whole lot more. Let's see how many of these 64K storage components we can make up, and then we'll decide what drives we're actually going to make. Maybe one big one and a bunch of the smaller ones, just to get more item types in the system. So we've made up all these 1K storage. We need calculation processors, redstone, and quartz. We have quartz glass there. We have 600 calculation processors. I think I bunged a bunch of the Certus quartz into the system, and it went nuts. I got 300 of those gold ones. I don't think we're very low on diamond. We've got 71 diamonds, so we can't go crazy. But we've got enough to make up. Let's look at so we go back to storage. We are trying to make up this one here. We need to see how many of these we can make up. So first point is we've got the 1K. We need to convert those into 4K, which we can do within this crafting terminal, which is nice. It links into our AE2 system, which is another reason why I like it. So we're going to make up as many of those as we can. How many have we got how many of those have we got? That we said we had 155. But I don't think we have enough quartz glass. Let's stock up on quartz glass. Quartz glass. That is going to be a bunch of nether quartz dust and regular glass. Give me a second. I will be right back. And it's gone very grey and dark. Very sinister. Let me make up a bunch of that and I'll be right back. Okay, and as per usual, I'm going to get sidetracked because, oh look, a chicken. I've decided that what I want to do is, before I make up some of the fused glass, I would like to have a pulverizer and a redstone furnace over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these ones that I had on in the platform area that we had set up, and I'm going to convert them into resonant ones to make them faster. So in order to do that, what we can do is if we make up a bunch of gears of various types, put some iron in the middle. So 2 signalum, 2 electrum, and 2 enderium. And then if we put the furnace in, convert it first to a reinforced, and I think that takes the invar like that. That gives us a hardened furnace, and we'll do the same for the pulverizer. Invar, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll convert it into a reinforced, which is the signalum. And that takes, I believe, my mind just went blank. Let's have a look, see what it takes to make up a fused quartz glass is the other component there, which I think we've got some in the system. Let's quickly grab use quartz glass. There you go. Take that, and that'll make it into a hardened. Oops, nope. 2, 2, and 2. Put both machines in. Oh, reinforce, sorry. And then we put the final one in with some enderium gears and silver, and that'll turn it into a resonant machine. So it's pretty quick and easy to convert. And that gives us 2 resonant machines now. And I'm just going to temporarily, I keep saying temporarily, I think I'm just going to put them here and here. And then we just wire them into, take out the blocks. And just link it into, there should be, there you go. Just need to pull up the electric line. I think we have some at the, oh, typical. We've only got 1 in here. Shan't take long. Okay, just connect those up. Like that. In fact, actually, we could even getting away with that one. And then we'll put our marble back down in place. Once the Ender IO quarry gets going, we'll have more marble as well. And then we can make this floor match the other one. I think what I also did is I moved the move these controllers back a little bit, just so it's not as, it felt very crowded and claustrophobic in this area. Okay, so now we got that done, and the next goal is I was making up the glass. So let me pulverize this down, and I'll be right back. Okay, then we just put the last of the glass in, and that'll make up a whole ton of quartz glass. That'll keep us going for a little while. So just bungle that back into the system. Those over there for now. Actually, might as well put those in as well. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. Let's chuck everything in. Okay, there's our Ender quarry, which we don't need just quite yet. Oh, why not put it in the system? There you go. Put the arrows in there too. Oh, we'll just throw everything in. So, now where were we? We were needing quartz glass, which is what we just made a ton of. We've got 117 of those. So let's make up as many of these 4K ones as the system will let us. And that was 52. Okay. And then from there, storage. So we've made up 1K, we've made up 4K. Let's make up as many 64K ones as we can. We need glowstone. And I don't have much glowstone here. Let me go grab some glowstone from the other system. Back to our crafting terminal. Stick all that in there. Should have room in there. How are we on dry space? Oh yeah, we got plenty of room. Okay, now we want to make up the 4Ks. No, we've done the 4K. We need this. Oh, are we on the 64K already? 1, 4. I thought it went to 16. Yes, it does. That's what I thought. Make up as many of those as we can make up. So 17. Let's clear that off. And then we'll make up the 64K ones. Which gives us... Oh, just a total of 1. That doesn't seem right. Oh, it's because we didn't have those in the system. There you go, that's better. So we have 5 of those. And I think... How many do I needed to make the next one up, which I think is the 256K one. We'll need 3 of those. So we could make a 256K one with those. What does it take to make the next one after that, which is the 1024? Because that is a lot of storage. We need 3 256K ones. I mean, I think at this point, honestly, I think I would rather fill this entire drive bay up with 64K storage. That's still a lot of drives. Certainly more space than we'll need for a while, I think. I mean, worst case, we make up another drive system. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We need to make up 8 of those. We have 5. Let's think. So we need to make up. So if we need 5, we've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 3 more. So that will be 27 times by 3 of the 1K storage ones. So we need. That made up 64. Let's just do another. Actually, there you go. That's enough to make up the 4K. Now we'll do the 4K again. Make up as many of those as we can. And then we'll make up the 16K. Which is another 6. And then we'll make up the 64K. Another 2, and I'm still 1 short. Why am I 1 short? Did I run out of... I think I must have miscalculated. Somewhere. I don't understand. That should have been more than enough. We got the 1K. I guess it was the 4K. What were we short on? Redstone. Okay, let's go grab... Thought that was weird. I know we made enough 1K storage units to finish that off. Let's just grab a ton of that. Running low on redstone as well. Well, I say running low. We've still got quite a bit, but we still could do with more. Dump all that in the system. Like that. Put those in. And now we can make up the rest of the 4K units. There you go, 24 more of those. That's a bit better. Back to the 16s. I think there's 8 more of those. And the 64K ones. That gives us 3 more. And 2, 3. Actually, if we made it at 256K one, how many of this could we do? That would make up one of those really big ones. And then we could always make up... Yeah, let's do that. Let's make up one of these really big... Because that'll give us space for days. I think we want that one. Which takes up a 1024, which takes up 3 of those. Which I think... 2, 3, yep. And that should now allow us to make up that 1024 drive. Which is one of those. And then that allows us to make up... Just need some diamonds. No, we've got any diamonds in that system. Got some over here from our plants. Grab those. And once we got this drive, and the other 64K drives, we'll have enough to throw all that other system into this system. And that's the one we want there. Okay, and that gives us a whopping great big drive. I mean, that's so much storage. Oh my god, that's incredibly huge. And then we'll fill the rest up with the 64K drives just to give us more item types. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And I'll be right back when I made them. There's no point you watching me do that all over again. Okay, what I ended up doing is I decided just to make up the 256K ones. That'll be more than enough storage. We got... I mean, that's an incredible amount of storage right there. More than what we're going to need right now. And then as we get more materials, I'll fill up the rest of these drives with the bigger drives. That should be enough now for us to start thinking about pumping stuff into our system. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Tesseract that we had set up as a test Tesseract. And I'm going to take that over to our sieving system and have all of this. I'm going to decommission this system. Everything that's in this system is going to get routed into the AE2 system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down... let's empty the system out first. So we'll put down a tesseract. I think this is going to work. I think in theory if I do that and make that an insert and set that as on the AE2 storage, so it's going to send items in. If I do that, I think, but I'm not entirely sure, I think that should start routing everything that's in that system into here. The only way, I guess the way to check that is to go back to the other side and check our system and see if anything's filling up. Which it is. All that stuff is starting to be routed into... So what we could do with now, to speed that process up, as it empties that system out, I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to temporarily bypass the orange so it goes into directly into the tesseract. So it stops putting stuff into our system, and it'll certainly stop trashing stuff. So let's break off that, and let's stick the I want a pipe like that and make that insert on orange. Like so. Now we can take off. Let's break. Oops. There's a spare electric line there. So that system is no longer connected into there. We're going to break that link, and we're going to break that link, and then we're going to link that one temporarily. If I can get it to connect, should be like that, and that's now going. Anything that's coming out of that system on orange is now going directly into that tesseract, and that should now empty it out. What we need to do is put in on here, we need to put a filter that speeds things up. If we look at filters, there should be a speed filter. There it is. No, not chargeable. Thought there was, and let's look on the Ender.io then. So prepared. Mod item, nope. Nope. That's what we need. We need an item conduit speed upgrade, which just takes piston, electrical steel, and a redstone torch. Very easy to do. So, grab piston, grab the electrical steel before it goes out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we need a redstone torch. One of those. Grab some of that. Oh, yes, no. Oh dear, yes, no, yes, yes. That one in there. I think then we put that in the middle with the piston and the electrical steel around the outside. Was that all right? I swear that was the item speed. Electrical steel. Oh, these are iron on the top. Okay, so we need iron on the top. Grab a stack of that before it goes. Nope, still not it. Good grief. Really? Piston, 2 electrical steel, iron, 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 and a redstone torch. Oh, I got those two the wrong way around. Okay. And then we put that into there, that now will increase the speed at which that is coming out of the system. And that'll just slowly over time drain everything that's going in there. And if we go back through the other side, should see it's definitely filling up the it's not going super fast. But stuff is definitely going into the system. You can see the odd little pieces, unless that's coming in. Yeah, the bars are definitely... I think it might just take a little bit of time to... I wonder if those... I don't think they stack. We could make up another speed upgrade and just see if that stacks. Let's grab some of that. Let's grab some of that. Let's grab those. Grab those and grab one of those. Okay. If we just make up a couple. Put the torch, put the piston. Electrical steel. Let's make up 3 of those. Okay, let's see if we can put more of those onto that pipeline. I don't know if you can or not. Oh, you can! Okay. I did not know that was a thing. Might as well make up as many as we can make up with what we've got. Those down there. Those down there. Redstone. And iron. Bunch of pistons. Put those in there. Those in there. Electrical steel down there. Iron across the top. Okay, that should be enough to speed up that considerably. It's definitely emptying out, which is good. 15 is the maximum. Okay, well, that's good to know. Well, it does say 15 is the maximum. And that should now empty that all out. And then that'll be decommissioned. We don't need that anymore. Break that off. And then the other thing that we need to do is just make sure that we do have enough space. I'm pretty sure there's more than enough space in those drives to cope with what we've got. I mean, we've got a lot, but we've still got that massive drive there, which is even bigger than these. I mean, that's about half full. Okay, so these are the machines that were inside that room. If we look there, you can see there 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to these cables here, and instead of putting the output on the green channel, we're going to change it to the white channel, which is our ME system or AE2 system. So anything that goes out gets fed in, and I think the sag mill is the only exception because that's taking items and turning them into items that need to be reprocessed in the furnace. So we'll leave that for now. Oh, no, I want that on brown. Change that one. Extract on white. Okay, so those 3 are extracting on white. So now if we just run cable down here, it will link into that system. Okay, what I decided to do is I made up 4 more Tesseract frames just to have some spare. There's so much Yellorium in the system that it would take me a while to transfer that over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly put on here. We'll have that extract on cyan channel. And we'll extract on a filter. Let's clear all those out. It's obviously a filter I use somewhere else. Put Yellorium on it. And we'll have that insert on the cyan channel. And then we'll turn the Let's turn signal off and put a quick speed upgrade in. And that should start pulling out. Oh, and we need to set the tesseract up to the AE2. It needs to put a send and receive, it doesn't really matter. And then it should start pulling those out, which it is, and dumping that into our system. And there goes the Yellorium. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you all for watching. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, I would very much appreciate it. And until next time, toodles!